Now, if you're the person who's doing all this, all the work, all the hard part, go get the other person right now. All right, if this is you, I want you to go get that other person. Pause the video, go get that person. If you think that you're doing the majority and that person isn't pulling their weight, go get them. Bring them in front of this video, all right? Because I'm going to yell at them right now. All right, go ahead, pause it. All right, I'm glad you're here. All right, we have a little problem, me and you. All right, you are 50% responsible for that child and the duty that comes along with it. You're 50%, which means 50% of the time you should be waking up in the middle of the night and doing diapers too. Not leaving it all on the other person because you got to go to work. You have to earn the money. You don't have to deal with it. No, that's not the way it works. All right, that person is suffering while you're enjoying the good life. You get to enjoy the baby when you get home from work and the fun and the good parts of it. But what about the hard part? You don't leave that for the other person. Lazy, selfish is what you are. And I'm telling you right to your face. Now, this is going to stop right here tonight. Tonight, that other person's going to get to sleep through the night, and you're going to do diaper duty. You're going to I don't care if the baby wakes up 2 or 3 times. You're going to do it throughout and give that other person a full night's sleep. Even if that other person has to go down on the couch somewhere else, you're going to let that person rest because you're 50%. Not 10%, not 30%, 50%. And you're going to share the diaper duty. You're going to share the middle of the night screaming and crying. And you're not going to get angry. And you're going to go to work exhausted. Oh, but my job's so important. I got meetings and presentations. No. You had the baby. 50%. You're going to go to work exhausted because God made it this way. And I can tell you, if you don't pull your weight in some other way, God is going to pay you back. I can tell you that now. Your laziness is not going to go unforgotten. Your laziness is causing misery for somebody else. Extra stress that you are going to get 3 times back if you don't do what I'm saying. Now, you are 50% responsible. And that is going to change right now. Now, you tell that other person, I'm sorry. I've been selfish. I know you're dealing with frustration. Not everybody has the guts or whatever you want to call it to tell the other person, hey, I am suffering greatly and it's really hurting me. That person is suffering, dealing with the hard part. You need to share the hard part and do your job as a good parent. And that baby is going to know. Trust me, as the baby gets older, you ever wonder, like the Natalie Rupp-Nows, like you ever wonder the relationship that a child has? You ever see a child have a great relationship with a parent, but the other parent, they don't, or they're not as close? Trust me, you are investing into that little person's life. And to make these investments is pain. That's what a true investment into that child's life. Do you want that bond? Do you want the father-son, father-daughter bond? Then you got to sacrifice. You got to go through the hard part. Make that investment. Think of it as an investment. At 3 a.m. when the crying happens, you wake up and you invest into that child. And it will pay off. You will have a bond unbreakable. You will see the child, when you get old, the child want to take care of you. The child acknowledges and respects you. It all comes back to now these hard times. That child will respect you. Believe it or not, it will know. Because it's going to see your face from these early stages of its life. If it's only seeing one face the majority of the time, that face is going to get the bond later on. The respect, the love back. Don't be that parent that leaves it all on the other person. That other person wants to rest just as much as you. I don't care if you got to go to work. You're going to do 50%. That other person's got to stay with the child all day long. And it's not fair to them that you get to just sleep through the night and leave the hard part for them because you got to work. No, you're selfish and lazy, and it's going to stop. All right? That other person went and got you to listen to this for a reason. And that reason is they are suffering greatly. And it's not fair, and they feel that it's not fair. Now, you're going to do your job as a parent and a human. And if you're a Christian especially, you really need to stop what you're doing and right now focus and concentrate and think of the investment. Now, we know that God set it up this way. And everything in this life is a test. You're being tested. As a parent, you're being tested. All right? As a person, this first year of this child's life is critical. That baby sees your face when it's crying. When that baby opens its eyes, I want it to see you. I want it to see you waking up from a dead dream and see that miserable look on your face. And that baby is going to see it time and time again. Both of you equally. Whether you got to go to work or not at 6 a.m. and 5 a.m., then you go to work wrecked. But guess what? You did your part. And that bond that you and that child have is going to be inseparable. And you are going to have a great relationship with that other person. Your significant other is going to be so happy and thrilled that you're carrying your weight and giving them a break. Yes, you've got to take your mind off of yourself, is what it comes down to. Okay? Please, I am asking you because I went through it. And I woke up in the middle of the night. You can ask my wife. I did everything I could to think of the other person. I got up at 2, 3, 4, countless times, and I had to go to work wrecked. You know why? Because I partially raised my nephew, and I realized how fast the time goes, and I realized this is all God's plan, and that other person, I didn't want my wife to suffer. I love my wife, and I didn't want to see her go through this. I wanted to take the suffering on. And I did. And I have an amazing bond with all 3 of my children to this day. Now you, please, think of the other person. Invest into that child. Obey God's word and what he said. Now, if you're not a Christian, you don't care about God, fine. That's on you. But as a human being, don't let somebody else suffer for what you're 50% responsible for. You do your job, you do your duty, watch how great it turns out. Watch the bond you're going to have with that baby. Let that baby see your face at 3 a.m. just as equally as the other person. Both of you. That baby needs to open its eyes when it's screaming, and it will know. And you're going to continue to do this all through the years. This isn't just from 0 to 1. All through the years. 2 and 3, it's going to be hard, but it's temporary. God made it this way. It's going to get easier. I promise you. Way easier. My kids are 18, 17, and 14. My wife and I, the last 2 nights in a row, went out to dinner and had a blast. Okay? It gets easier. So during the hard time for these first 10 to 13 years, do your part, share the responsibility, and definitely share the hardest times, which is in the middle of the night from 0 to 1. From 0 to 2. 50%. Remember your 50%. Okay, guys. Thank you for listening, everybody. Leave your comments and feedback down in there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this, parents. And don't worry, it's all going to pay off if you do what I say in the long run. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose of Jeff.